As of today, Minecraft is the best-selling game of all time. So you'd think a game with such status would be easy to download, right? Wrong, because there are two versions of the game that look the same on the surface, but once you buy either one, you'll notice that they both have tiny differences that alter the game significantly. This has also led to a divide in the community where both sides constantly bicker about which version is the best. These two versions are the Bedrock and Java editions of Minecraft. Java on PCs, and Bedrock everywhere else. And today, we're gonna be deciding on which one is better. No, this is all my opinion, so don't be a bitch in the comments. Personally, I feel like the best way to go about this is to split this up in different sections. If a game does better in a section, it gets a point. The game with the most points in the end will win and be considered the better game. These categories will be graphics, PvP, multiplayer, mods, redstone, miscellaneous, and updates. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's kick it off with graphics. These games look the exact same. Moving on to something that isn't 2 seconds, PvP. We'll look at the latest versions of these games. In the latest version of Java, when you try attacking something, you have to wait for a small cooldown to end before you can deal full damage again. If you spam click, you will definitely lose the fight, you fucking dumbass. In this version, axes deal more damage than swords, but they have a longer cooldown. Shields are also a big part of this version too. While they can be disabled with an axe crit, they can be used in many ways, including blocking arrows and allowing yourself to attack the enemy while they're in their cooldown. On Bedrock, you can basically spam click your mouse and you'll attack the thing that you are pointing at. Basically, 1.8 PvP. However, CPS matters even more now because if you click fast, you will fling your opponent in the air. This happened in Java too, but it was a little less extreme. In the Minecraft community, usually 1.8 is considered to be better than the newest one. So Bedrock should win this one, right? Armor is extremely overpowered. If you are in a fight, just having some armor on can make it last as long as the entirety of one piece. Let's say I have full chainmail armor, and you have the same, except you have iron boots. Well, no matter how much I hit you, 9 times out of 10, you will always win. And if you both have powerful sets of armor, your fights will almost never end. This happens in Java, but again, it's not that bad in there. So I'm giving the point to Java in this because at least it's fun. Moving on to multiplayer. Let's switch things up a bit. Let's do Bedrock first. Bedrock is operated more by Microsoft than Java is, so the main way to play with others is through Xbox Live or just having a Microsoft account. If your friend joins a world and you have them added, you can simply join their world through a tab on the menu. You can also join servers from that menu as well. And also, you can play with every other platform, Xbox, PlayStation, PC, or Switch, as long as you have them friended. It's easy and simple. On Java, you can't do any of that for some reason. You either have to use a third-party server, which half the time lags like fucking crazy, pay for one that doesn't, or make your own, which is fucking complicated. Not really something your average Joe would want to do. But Red Hawk, what about Hypixel? Red Hawk, what about Hypixel? Red Hawk, what about Hypixel? I'm gonna jump off a fucking bridge. Yes, Hypixel exists, and it's good, but what if I just want to play normal survival with my friends? It's way harder to do that, and not to mention really inconvenient for no reason. So for that, I'm gonna give Bedrock a point here, tying the score 1-1. Next up is mods. One word: Minecraft. Yeah, Java takes the point here. Next up is Redstone, and I'll be honest here, I have no idea who wins this one. On one hand, Java Redstone is considered to be the definitive version of Redstone, and everyone says Bedrock sucks. But I think that if Bedrock came out before Java did, people would say Java's Redstone sucked. Because to an outsider, both versions of Redstone are just 2 different versions of the same exact thing. Not really better, just really different. I will say though, I'm not the best Redstoner out there, so maybe there's some bias there. But for this, I don't know who gets a point here. So it's a tie. The score is still 2-1 with Java in the lead though. Next up is Miscellaneous, which is basically all the little changes that each version has. Now there are a lot of these, so listen closely. Colored cauldrons. Leather armor is only dyeable with cauldrons. Leather armor is only dyeable while crafting. You can't fit under a 1.5 block gap. Fish drop bones. Fish drop bone meal. Salmon come in different sizes. You can crawl. Baby squids and dolphins exist. You can breathe underwater using a door. This Cakes aren't stackable. Entities on fire can light campfires. You can't place anything on farmland. Bosses are way easier. You can get armor stands to hold items and get them to pose. You can extinguish candles with water bottles. You can ring bells with projectiles. And many more, to the point that if I went into every single one, we'd be here for ages, and since you can't watch a single video without GTA gameplay at the bottom because of your shit attention span, you'd click off this video instantly. Now, on which is better? In my opinion, while Java has many changes that are better than Bedrock, I feel like Bedrock's little changes are way more significant and interesting than Java. For example, in Java, you can dye armor by using your crafting menu. In Bedrock, you dye them using cauldrons, giving the block a use other than for villagers. Also, the water looks pretty cool. So in this category, I'll give Bedrock the point because, in my opinion, its changes are a lot cooler than Java. Now, on to the tiebreaker. Updates. Now, a long time ago, Bedrock used to receive updates months after Java did. Today, this doesn't happen anymore. And for the last few updates, they have both came out on both versions on the same day. However, even though Bedrock now gets updates at the same time as Java, there are still features that just haven't made their way onto Bedrock yet for some reason. For example, take banners on shields. A very cool feature on Java that allows you to have your own custom shield. A feature that was added a long time ago, but still isn't on Bedrock. Bedrock has been getting more and more parity updates, which have been lessening the gap between the versions, but they still don't have some things that should have been added a while ago. I said earlier that Bedrock's exclusive features were more impactful and interesting than Java, but that doesn't really defend why some features just haven't been added when a lot of time has still passed. So, Java officially takes the win on this, making the score 3-2. I'll admit it, this was pretty predictable. Java came out first and is Mojang's first priority when it comes to updates and things like that. I will say though, Bedrock definitely has some things better than Java, but Bedrock is also laggier and it has input delay for some reason. But at the end of the day though, no matter which version is better, we will still go up to a tree and punch it for wood. We will still use that wood to make tools. We will still venture deep into caves to find diamonds. No matter which version you play, you are still playing Minecraft. So, to those who feel bad about being on Bedrock, don't be. Because you can always switch at any time.